10 strongest Doctor Strange allies in Marvel lore, ranked by power level. Number 10. Bats is Doctor Strange's cutest buddy. Bats is Doctor Strange's ghost dog, and he's helped him on lots of missions. Bats has a sad story. His first owner passed away, and he ended up in a shelter. But then he found Doctor Strange at one of his toughest times. After Doctor Strange lost his Sorcerer Supreme title, he started working as a vet, and Bats passed away while he was taking care of him. But Bats came back as a ghost dog. Since then, Bats has become a favorite of Doctor Strange's team. He helps Doctor Strange and can even take control of people because he's a ghost. He's also part of the Pet Avengers with other heroes like Throg and Lockjaw. Bats played a big part in saving Doctor Strange and his friends when Mephisto took control of him. Now, Bats hangs out in the Sanctum Sanctorum. Number 9. Rintrah used to be one of Doctor Strange's students. Over the years, Doctor Strange has had a bunch of apprentices, and one of them was Rintrah, who looks like a huge green minotaur from another dimension. When Doctor Strange first met him, Rintrah was already learning magic from someone else named Enitharmon the Weaver. Doctor Strange needed help fixing his cloak of levitation, and that's how he met Rintrah. Seeing how strong Rintrah's magic could be, Doctor Strange brought him to Earth to train him as an apprentice. Rintrah was by Doctor Strange's side during big events like the Infinity Gauntlet, but eventually, Rintrah had to leave Doctor Strange to do his own thing. He later came back as a teacher at Strange Academy, a school made to train the next group of magic users. Rintrah also appeared in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness in the MCU. In the movie, he was a student at the same school Doctor Strange trained at, and he helped fight back when the Scarlet Witch attacked, proving he was not just a great sorcerer, but also a hero. Number 8. The Ancient One taught Doctor Strange how to do magic. The Ancient One, who taught Doctor Strange about magic, was also a super powerful sorcerer. He was born thousands of years ago and traveled around the world learning magic before settling in his temple in the Himalayas. Doctor Strange later found him to help fix the damage to his nerves, and that's how their story began. The Ancient One guided Doctor Strange during his early adventures, always ready to help with advice and magic. Over time, Doctor Strange became even more powerful than his teacher. The Ancient One didn't have his name until Strange Tales number 110, when Doctor Strange showed up at his temple. This story also showed how strong the Ancient One was. His student, Baron Mordo, was secretly trying to kill him and take his power. Doctor Strange found out about the plan, but Mordo used a spell to stop him from warning the Ancient One. But it turned out the Ancient One already knew what Mordo was up to and had set up a plan to stop him first. Number 7. Topaz is a super powerful magic user, and even Doctor Strange doesn't totally understand her. Topaz was already a well-known character in the magical part of the Marvel Universe from her appearances in Werewolf by Night and Tomb of Dracula. Her past was mysterious, and in her first appearance, she tried to take control of the werewolf. Later, she rebelled against her masters and fought against lots of magical dangers, including the demon lord Mephisto. The two became bitter enemies, and Mephisto even trapped Topaz in his realm. But when Franklin Richards defeated Mephisto, Topaz was freed. Topaz then helped Doctor Strange battle enemies like Dormammu and even used her powers to bring Wong back to life. Number 6. Dr. Voodoo can give Doctor Strange a run for his money. Dr. Voodoo is one of Doctor Strange's oldest and best friends. He was first introduced in the 1970s as Brother Voodoo. Jericho Drumm started off as an American scholar who didn't care much for magic, but after his brother, who practiced voodoo, was killed, Jericho decided to study magic seriously. He worked hard and even became Earth's Sorcerer Supreme for a while. After taking the title, he changed his name to Dr. Voodoo, and that's the name he's used ever since. Dr. Voodoo is one of the most powerful magic users in Marvel. By connecting with the Loa, or voodoo gods, Jericho can do all sorts of things, like talk to the dead. He has many powerful abilities and spells, which make him a tough rival for Doctor Strange. Luckily, the two really respect each other, and Dr. Voodoo is now the headmaster of Strange Academy, where he helps teach new magic students. Number 5. Wong is far more than Doctor Strange's faithful servant. Wong's journey in the Marvel Universe is really inspiring. He started as a simple servant and grew into a strong magic user. Wong has been one of Doctor Strange's oldest friends, and he comes from a family of monks who worked for the Ancient One. The Ancient One sent Wong to help Doctor Strange, and that's when their great friendship began. Over time, Wong learned magic. While he's not as powerful as Doctor Strange, he's still pretty skilled. At first, Wong was shown with stereotypes about the East, but he's since become a much deeper and more interesting character. Later writers made him more skilled in fighting and gave him stronger magic powers. In a recent story by Jed MacKay and Pasquale Ferry, Wong joined Wand, a magical version of S.H.I.E.L.D. This was a big moment for Wong, helping him step out of Doctor Strange's shadow and become the powerful sorcerer he was always meant to be. Number 4. General Strange was a bad version of Doctor Strange, but he ended up being changed for the better. The Vishanti, powerful beings, forced Doctor Strange to fight in the War of the Seven Spheres against the Trinity of Ashes. Doctor Strange fought for an unbelievable 5,000 years. After the war, he seemed normal again, with no memory of what happened. But he was actually corrupted during the war and became the cruel General Strange. When the war ended, the Vishanti split General Strange from Stephen and locked him in a gem. Later, General Strange escaped and faced Doctor Strange. He almost beat the Doctor, but was stopped when he began to feel empathy again. Shocked by his own actions, the general promised to do better. Dr. Strange, who was always willing to help, agreed to try and heal him. Even though the general had all the same powers as Dr. Strange, he didn't have the kindness that made Stephen a hero. What the general's future role will be in Strange's life is still unknown. Number 3. Clea is more than just Dr. Strange's student and girlfriend. Clea is best known as Dr. Strange's former apprentice and girlfriend, but she is actually one of the strongest magicians in the Marvel Universe. She is the niece of Dormammu, one of Dr. Strange's biggest enemies, and lived in the dark dimension. For years, Clea blindly followed her uncle, but she finally escaped his control, came to Earth, and became one of Dr. Strange's first apprentices. Over time, Dr. Strange and Clea fell in love and had a relationship that went up and down. Recently, Dr. Strange was thought to be dead, and Clea became Earth's Sorcerer Supreme in his place. She was already the Sorcerer Supreme of the Dark Dimension, so she held the title in 2 different worlds, which had never happened before. With power from both realms, Clea became one of the strongest magic users on Earth, even being able to fight against Dr. Doom. Clea worked hard to bring her dead lover back to life and finally succeeded. Now, she's starting a new chapter and will be joining the latest version of the Thunderbolts. Number 2. Agamoto is the premier Sorcerer Supreme. Doctor Strange fans might know the name Agamoto because Stephen often mentions it, but they may not know that Agamoto was the first Sorcerer Supreme on Earth. He lived in prehistoric times and was the son of Ashtur, one of the Vishanti, powerful magical beings. Agamoto was part of the Stone Age Avengers and set the example for all future Sorcerer Supremes. He helped create many of the magical rules in the Marvel Universe and made powerful objects like the Eye of Agamoto, which Doctor Strange uses to fight evil. Today, Agamoto lives in his own realm and can look like different things, even a caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland. In his own dimension, Agamoto is super powerful. One time, Galactus, a huge planet-eating villain, tried to destroy Agamoto's realm, but the sorcerer easily beat him. Number 1. The Vishanti makes Doctor Strange the Sorcerer Supreme. The Vishanti are Doctor Strange's most powerful allies. They are a trio of powerful magic users, including Agamoto, who helped Doctor Strange by giving him his powers. The seal of the Vishanti, which is a special symbol on the Sanctum Sanctorum, protects the building from all kinds of magical dangers. The other 2 members of the Vishanti are Agamoto's mother, Ashtur, and the alien god Hoggoth. Together, these 3 magical beings have kept the universe safe from Dormammu and many other magical threats. Today, the Vishanti don't get involved much with mortal affairs, but they did force Doctor Strange to fight in the War of the 7 Spheres. This event was really hard on Doctor Strange and caused him a lot of mental pain. The Vishanti were kind though, and returned to Doctor Strange just a tiny moment after he left, also wiping away the painful memories of the war. Even though the Vishanti are his patrons, Doctor Strange has had a difficult relationship with them in recent years, and at times has turned his back on them.